So, Lego is pretty much the ultimate symbol of, absolute order. Like everything snaps together into this perfectly predictable, highly structured grid.
Right. It's very rigid by design.
Exactly. But then you look at Eiichiro Oda's pirate manga, One Piece, and it is the absolute definition of chaotic, sprawling freedom. So today's deep dive is unpacking this newly announced collision between the two.
Yeah, we're looking at the source material to figure out how,
Yeah.
two incredibly opposite forces managed to come together and create this huge watershed moment in global pop culture.
And I mean, the approach they took to announce this, it isn't just throwing plastic action figures at a screen.
No, not at all. You're looking at a deeply intentional narrative choice here.
Right, because they kick things off with this teaser trailer narrated by Usopp and using the original Japanese voice cast, which is just wild to me.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Yeah, because Usopp is, well, he's the Straw Hat Crew's sniper, but mostly he's their resident teller of tall tales. It's kind of like letting the friend who always exaggerates their fishing trips direct your autobiography.
Right, yeah.
But, constructing the whole thing entirely out of plastic bricks.
Exactly. And honestly, it demonstrates a really fundamental understanding of the source material because One Piece is ultimately a story about myth-making.
Oh, for sure.
It's about legacy, right? And how history is basically shaped by the people who survive to tell it.
Yeah, the survivors write the history.
Right. So having Usopp literally build the story in this teaser, it acts as a bridge. Like it connects that imaginative, limitless play of a kid sitting on a living room floor directly to the epic, legendary scale of the Grand Line.
I mean, Usopp narrating the myth is clever, but a myth still needs to actually look the part. And this is where I kind of have to push back a bit.
Okay, lay it on me.
Well, Oda's art is just incredibly elastic, right? I mean, Luffy is a character who is literally made of rubber. So how do you force that kind of kinetic, chaotic energy into rigid plastic without it feeling, I don't know, completely stiff?
That is the big question.
Yeah, I was actually worried the characters would lose their soul. A blocky Luffy just sounds wrong.
I get that. You're pointing out a massive clash of mediums. I mean, you literally cannot bend a standard 2x4 Lego brick.
Right, they don't exactly stretch.
Exactly. The design challenge here is immense, which is why the micro details in this release are so important. Like, they didn't just use standard parts for this.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah, to preserve those iconic silhouettes, they actually developed completely unique hair molds and specialized torso printing.
Ah. Okay, so they aren't just taking generic smiley faces and, swapping them onto pirate bodies.
Not at all. And if you look at the environment design in the teaser, the ocean isn't just a flat blue base plate.
Right, I noticed that. It looked different.
Yeah, by layering translucent blue tiles over varied base colors, they create this really cool optical illusion of depth and motion.
Oh, wow, that is smart.
It is. It basically tricks the eye into seeing the kinetic energy of Oda's oceans, rather than just a static plastic grid.
So they're creating a visual language that respects the elasticity of the manga.
Yes, exactly, while still fully embracing the constraints of the brick itself.
Man, seeing that level of detail in just a teaser, it makes my mind spin regarding the scale of what's actually coming.
Oh, the potential is staggering.
Right. I mean, this property practically begs for massive collector-grade sets. I'm just imagining a Master Builder Series treatment for this.
That would be incredible.
Like, we could be looking at a 5,000-piece Thousand Sunny, complete with, I don't know, Nami's tangerine trees, Sanji's kitchen, the aquarium bar.
Yeah, the sheer volume of locations in the manga makes it endless.
Yeah.
But, zooming out and looking at the broader industry perspective, securing the One Piece IP signals a really massive structural shift.
How so?
Well, Lego has long dominated Western pop culture, right? Like your Star Wars, Marvel, Harry Potter. But their ventures into Japanese anime have historically been relatively measured.
So, bypassing all the smaller shows and going straight for the undisputed king of manga is a pretty major flex.
It's a huge flex. It is basically a formal acknowledgement by the biggest toy company in the world that anime is no longer just, cartoons from overseas.
Right, it's way bigger than that now.
Exactly. It is foundational modern mythology. It has a cross-generational fan base that rivals literally anything out of Hollywood.
Yeah, for sure.
And by starting with the Straw Hats, Lego is basically planting their flag at the absolute summit of that mountain.
So I guess if you are a hardcore adult fan of Lego, or even if you've just spent the last 20 years following the Straw Hats, This collaboration is targeting the kidult in you directly.
Oh, 100%.
It's like a physical reminder that even the grandest, most sweeping epics are still built one small piece at a time.
Which leaves us with a really fascinating contradiction to mull over.
Yeah.
Think about it. We have a story built entirely on the concept of chaotic freedom and boundless oceans, and it's now perfectly captured in rigid, interlocking plastic blocks.
That is a wild juxtaposition.
Right. So what does that say about our human need to physically construct and, well, control the myths we love?
Wow. We just can't help wanting to put the chaos into neat little grid lines, can we? That is definitely something for you to chew on the next time you snap two bricks together.